Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing today? I just posted the YouTube link and the team page, so I'm going to give that just a second. I know it's 10:30, but we'll start in just a minute. So welcome, everyone. If you're brand new, this is our weekly team call. My name is Melissa Breslin. If we have not met before, welcome. I'm going to do a nice screen share right now while we're waiting for everyone to get on, so that way you guys don't have to watch my computer go crazy. Okay, share. Okay. And then just shoot me a text or post in the team page if you can't see the PowerPoint. But I'm going to close the rest of my app or my tabs just so, yeah, my computer doesn't go nuts. Okay, whoops, it's back up here. All right, I'm going to wait just a second, and then as long as there's no text coming in saying that people can't see the slides, then we'll just go ahead and get started. So. All right, I haven't gotten anything, so we're going to go ahead and start. Okay, we are going to chat about building relationships with your target market. And I know, like for me especially, this is one of those things that you can feel like you're doing it, but you'll kind of notice that your invites are going a little bit slower. You're not noticing that people are really jumping on it. You're getting a lot of objections or just really lack of interest in general, and it can feel really frustrating because it'll feel like you're doing everything. But if you're missing that component of, really building those like core foundations and relationships with your target market, you're going to struggle. So it's really easy to do and it's really easy not to do. So hopefully there's a few tips on the slideshow that will help you guys, and we'll get started. Okay, so laying the foundation from day one, the most important thing to remember is just the 4 vital behaviors: inviting, being proof the products work, personal development, and recognition. Again, it's things that are so easy to do, but also so easy not to do. So that's, I even need a reminder, I've been coaching for almost 3 years. And so just having that, if you need to put it on like a little sticky note or wherever, just so you remember all of those things. So here's a few tips. Follow, like top coaches or just coaches on our team, coaches on other teams. I know we work a lot with Misfit Republic. They have a ton of people that you can follow. Just anyone who you kind of vibe with, who your personalities kind of match. Just follow their pages to get ideas. Don't copy them. You don't want to speak like someone else, because then your audience who knows you is going to be like, she's, what's she talking about? It doesn't sound like her. So be yourself. You can definitely follow other coaches, who you kind of connect with to get ideas. Participating in team calls is huge because there's always going to be something that you're going to hear maybe a little differently. You're going to be like, oh, I didn't think of that, or that's a different way of hearing that, so it connects better with me now. So participating in team calls is super important. And most importantly, letting the world know that you're open for business. And it's so obvious when you see coaches you can tell that they're just afraid of being open about what they do, because it's very wishy-washy. Everything is sort of like, you can tell it's kind of beating around the bush. Like I'm just trying to say it, but I'm nervous to be direct. Don't worry about that. You don't need to have it all figured out in order to start. You just need to start. So make sure, like we always say, within 3 scrolls on your page, we should be able to know that you're a coach. So make sure to check that. Okay, so I had some fun this morning, and I dug up one of my first coaching posts. It's a challenge group post, but whatever. So where do you even start? It's so weird when you first start posting about groups and challenges and coaching, because it just, if you don't know how, it can feel really goofy. So first and foremost, all you have to do is recommend something that you love, something that is working for you, to someone else, and share what's working. It's okay if it's not perfect. Look at this post. This is hilarious. So many things that are not correct, But you know what? Who cares? I posted it and I got it out there, and I've continued perfecting it since then. So, you know, share this with your teams. Let them know that it's okay to put yourself out there, even if it's not amazing. You know, you'll learn your style and your voice as you go. Everything that I said in this post, I would never say today. But you know what? Who cares? And, you know, the picture to me at the time, that felt like it was like, oh my God, this is so good. You know, that's okay. It's, you learn as you go. So it's okay to not be perfect right off the bat. Okay, so do this, not that. So a couple things that I noticed wrong with my posts that I shared in the last slide. Don't assume that they're going to say no. I can go back to it, but the huge no-no. The first thing I said was, I know that budgets are uncompromising and schedules are crazy. So I'm basically giving them objections without them even like asking for them. So they may not have been worried about the time commitment or the investment, but I just put it right out there that I'm acknowledging that they should be. So then they're like, is this going to take up a bunch of time? Is this going to, you know, am I going to drain my account with this? Don't do that. You don't want to assume anything. You don't want to assume that they have an objection that they haven't told you that they have. Otherwise, you're just putting it right in their lap, and then they're going to have that objection. And don't give all of the information at once. With that last post I did, I basically gave them nothing to ask me about because I gave them all of the information all at once. So there was no need to message me and inquire more because it was all out on the table. And you don't want that. You want to keep them guessing. You want to keep them wanting more from you and asking for more information. Okay, so do share your experience and dig deep. Talk like you would if you were talking to a friend. Another thing with that post that I shared in the last slide, it was very, very surface level. You could tell that I wasn't giving all of the information, and I know I said don't give all the information at once, but that's in regards to the group. That's not in regards to your experience. When you talk about your experience, you don't want to just say it was hard, but it's not hard anymore, and this is why. Okay, great, but I can't relate to that because I can't relate to your struggle or to what you overcame because you didn't share it with me. You just told me that it used to be this way and now it's not, but there's that middle piece I'm missing, so then I can't connect with you emotionally. So really talk like you would if you were talking to a friend. And it's okay to share more about Beachbody other than those challenge groups. I try and weave something in about the business once a day, but it's not always about a group or coaching or whatever. It can be just, you know, a little tidbit about, I don't know, a really easy one to do is, you know, let's say if you have kids and you're, I don't know, at an event for them, you could do a post saying, you know, I'm so grateful to be here, you know, and, you know, when I was at my corporate job, this wasn't an option for me. And that's just a little tidbit sharing your life, that it's also not, you know, just a constant join this, do this, whatever. Okay, so relationship building 101. So I like to always refer back to the 80-20 rule. So 80% of your content is you on social media and 20% business. So this is what you are into. You know, if you're really into the outdoors or fashion or style or home decor or, you know, parenting, you know, whatever is kind of your thing, that's what 80% of your content should be about, and 20% should be about the business. Do not try to be perfect. People want to see the real you. Don't try and assume, you know, don't try and assume that you need to talk to everyone, because then you're going to talk to nobody. Talk to your target market. Talk to people who are like you. And then your messaging, your inbox messaging and your interaction on your target market's page is crucial. And this is one of those things that I really, really kind of did backwards, because I would just send like a "hey girl, how have you been" message, but I wasn't interacting on their page. So to them, it was just kind of like, who is this person and why are they just kind of asking how I'm doing? You know, I wasn't really asking about them. So here's a good example. So, okay, comment, compliment, question. So here's a message that I sent. You know, I'll say, "Hey girl, thanks for connecting. I'm part of a group called the Skinny Confidential. So, if it's someone I met through there, I'll say, hey, I think we both follow that page. I love that group. I love following you and your posts. And then like a really, really easy conversation starter. You can say, hey, where was your cover photo taken? I love to travel. The view looks incredible. Where was that? Because that opens up the conversation versus just, hey, how are you? It's like, I'm great. How are you? Like, who are you? Why, So, but when you're taking interest in them and you're complimenting their page, you're asking questions about them, it's going to be a lot easier for them to talk to you. Comment and like on their posts for 2 to 3 days and then invite them. This is super important. And every coach has a different rule of thumb. I found this is what works for me, is when I'm actively engaged on their page I typically do a week. I'll have like 50 to 60 people that I keep on like an interest list. And I, hang on just a second. I'm going to go in my office. My sister and her puppy just arrived. And my nephew, the whole family's here. All right, guys, hang on just a second. I'm going to move into the office. And okay, so funny. All right, and we're back. Okay, so where did I leave off? Okay, so yeah, keeping a running list of who you're talking to. Like I said, I like to keep about 50 to 60 people. I keep an interest list, and every day I'll take like an hour and just be active on their page, liking and commenting. I'll usually do that for about 2 to 3 days, and then I'll message them. I just find that it kind of just helps them get to know me and trust me a little bit before I send that invite, because it's sort of like if you meet someone, let's say you're out to dinner and you meet a new couple or a new person, whatever, and you hit it off, they're really, really nice. And then like an hour later, they're like, hey, do you want to like go away for the weekend with us? And you're like, whoa, you guys are really nice, but we just met. It's kind of like the same thing. You don't want to jump on them too quickly. And then always remember, the fortune is in the follow-up. You have to be keeping track of who you're talking to, because it's not always going to flow exactly like you want it to. So you're going to want to keep that running list of, okay, I invited this person this month, and I like to keep track of why it didn't work out or why they didn't decide to jump in at that time. Maybe they're moving, maybe they're, something, I don't know, they're finishing up their, master's degree or whatever. And they're wanting you to check back in a month or two. Keep track of that and keep track of why. That way you can go back and say, hey girl, congrats on finishing your degree, or congrats on your move, whatever. That way you're not just like, hey, by the way, my group's starting, and they're like, ugh, people want to know that you're invested in them so that they can invest in you. Okay, and your actions in this business will reflect how badly you want this to work. And I don't want to preach the hard work mentality, because I believe intentional work is so much more valuable than making this hard. However, being intentional with your business is going to reflect how well this works for you. So just, don't try and think that you have to put in 10 hours a day and just nail this and, be just super hardcore. You don't, but just intentional work is going to get you so much further than just a bunch of busy work. Okay, so kind of switching gears here. So we're talking a lot about being involved with them and interacting on their pages, messaging, your posts, but then how do we add value to these people? We can be the nicest, funnest people, but if we're not adding value to their lives, we're not going to be any more to them other than that girl on Facebook who is super nice, she's super cute, but there's really nothing about her that makes me want to necessarily do business with her. I just kind of think she's fun to follow, and we don't necessarily want that. We want people to be interested in us, interested in working with us. So how do we add value? These are not all things that I do. This is just in a broad spectrum of figuring out what you're good at and then doing it that way. So a lot of people are really getting into blogs lately. And I think that's amazing, because you can kind of share more about your day, your life, your family, whatever, other than just on Facebook, because, it's our posts on Facebook can only be so long and so drawn out before people are like, oh my God, whatever, that's just too much to read. So a blog is a really fun way to kind of keep people engaged in your lifestyle, other than just social media. And then again, of course, your social media content, keep it engaging, keep it inspiring. Highly, recommend, you guys, I have a degree in marketing and I still invest in branding courses. We always need to be learning new ways of doing things. Social media changes, the business changes. We need to be keeping up with, the times. So making sure if you're struggling with social media, if you're not sure what to post, we have tons of trainings about that. But make sure that that's something that you are staying on top of. Set the YouTube channel. YouTube is amazing because it works while you sleep. So you can do there's tons of coaches who have YouTube channels. You can do a YouTube video and that it lives indefinitely. That's always there. So while you're sleeping, if anyone's scrolling YouTube and they come across your what is coaching video or your whatever video, they have that and you're not worried about what you're posting. You're not worried about, you could be on vacation sitting on the beach having a margarita and someone's watching your YouTube and they're like, I'm signing up with her. It's just you want to have little things working in your corner that you don't constantly have to be managing. And just going live on Facebook. Something that's really fun to do is just go live at random times during the day. One of my really good friends, Heather Lee, is so good at this. She'll just kind of go live about you would not believe what just happened. And there'll be something about her workout or if something that's going on at home, her and her husband. And she's just so good at making it just so fun to listen to. But it's, you're kind of seeing the behind the scenes of her, other than just her Facebook. So people who follow her and who are interested in her are going to see that and they're going to be like, oh, I really like this girl. So going live is really, really easy. Takes 2 minutes, and I will tell you what, the more imperfect it is, the better. So don't worry about and trust me, I know I'm the same way. It's how's my lighting? Oh, there's some laundry in the background. How's whatever? You freak out of all the little things. Just don't. Just do it. Just go live. People don't care. They're gonna have fun watching you. So yeah, don't worry about being perfect. Just do it. Okay, so free groups, I have an asterisk around this because I don't personally run free groups. I think that what we have to offer as coaches is so valuable, and I don't think we should give it. Okay, I need to be careful how I say this. I don't think that we should give everything for free. I think adding valuable free content is okay. However, I know that it's really easy to get wrapped up in the free group mentality where you're worried about charging, and I don't want you to do that. So that's why I just put that in asterisks. Free is okay. It's okay to add free content, free meal plans, whatever. However, make sure that it's a 7-day thing and done, or 5 or 3 day and then done. It's not a month long because people are going to lose interest. And the best way to keep people engaged is if they have skin in the game, which is by investing. Okay, so sending recommendations for personal development and or free content. One thing that I really like to do is if I get an objection, let's say it's for a challenge group and it's a price objection. What I will do is I will ask them, well, first and foremost, you say, oh my gosh, girl, I have been there. It is so hard when money is tight. It's just so stressful in the family. This is what my husband and I have found. We've kind of used these little, there's an app you can use called Digit. There's just little stuff that we've tried. Do you want to maybe brainstorm? Because, we found this, because we've been there and we found these few things that works. And, I'd love to just share some tips. And, recommending Digit is a little saving app where it'll just kind of track your spending. And save a rainy day fund basically. So it's $1 a day or something or whatever you set it. So you're not being super forward or personal or trying to be too nosy about their finances, but you're just offering some value or some insight. Amanda Francis has a ton of great free content on YouTube. For prospects who have price objections, she has a great money mentality, little free series preview of her money mentality makeover course. So it's not the full course, but it gives them just an idea of what the course is like. It helps them kind of break down those money blocks. So that's a really great thing to sign because it just kind of adds some value. You're not just saying, oh, you gave me a price objection, so I'm going to ignore you and be super like cold now, because then they're like, well, then they feel like you were just after a sale. So if you are interested in them, even after they give you the objection, they're going to be 10 times more likely to work with you the following month. And then also if you have a prospect who has maybe some emotional blocks, they're feeling like they're just kind of in a weird place in their life, and they're worried about, starting something new. There's tons of, go back to what you use for personal development. How do you overcome those things? Recommend books or podcasts or whatever. Anything that's going to help them feel better, they're going to remember you and associate you with that feeling, and they're going to want to work with you because you brought them joy and you helped them through something. So that's a really, really great tip. If you are, we're all getting objections. That's part of our day. But just be sure to be adding value to them. That's going to really, really help your rapport with that person. Okay. And just remember, guys, building quality relationships takes time. Remember, this is such a funny way of cute way of looking at it. Don't propose on the first date. You don't want to, be too much too soon. Think about what makes you different, what makes you valuable. And you have something about you that you offer that no one else can offer. And that is why you are the person that they want to work with. So when you focus on those relationships, you're going to build a stronger pipeline. You're going to have a stronger foundation. And it's okay if this takes you some time. It's okay because, if you're doing this, you're going to have so much more, like I said, a stronger pipeline. You're going to have so much more quality over quantity. And you know what? I think long-term, when we're talking about longevity and, residual income, that quality over quantity is going to go so much further. So keep a running list of people that you're talking to. Like I said, I like to kind of do like 40 to 50 people a week. I'll put them on an interest list. I will message them, like, comment, not too much, but, in a natural way, because it's going to be people you're actually interested in. It's not going to be people that you, if you were in real life, you'd never talk to them, but you're interacting with them just for the sake of interacting. You want to find people that you really vibe with. And then, so keep a running list of those people, and then those are going to be your invites for next week. So you're going to have, 50 invites that you're going to send out throughout the following week of people who are you have built a relationship with, you are friends with, they like you, you like them. How do you think that conversation is going to go? They're not going to ignore you. They're not going to be kind of, I'm trying to think of the right word. On the fence with you. They're not going to be guarded. They're going to be like, hey, yeah, I like this girl. I'm going to let's talk. And if they still say no, that's okay, because you guys are good friends, and I guarantee you they're going to say yes the following month. Okay, so let's recap. Okay, so number one, quality social media content. This cannot be stressed enough. You still want to be, of course, everything kind of is like a piece of the puzzle. Along with your messages and your liking and commenting, when those people come to your page, they want to feel you through your page. They want to know you, and they're going to like you even more because you've been talking and they know you personally, but they're going to love your content. So make sure that you're really, really, really staying on top of that. If you need help brainstorming ideas, myself, Alex, Suzanne, Heather Lee, there's so many girls who would be so flattered to help you with your social media. So don't be afraid to reach out. Don't worry about being perfect. We looked back at my posts from 2014. I could share even more hilarious coaching posts that I did that, where you just kind of shake your head and laugh. You guys, it's okay. Everyone does it. It's okay to start, because guess what? When I posted that 3 years ago, I was really proud of it, and that felt really big to me. So you know what? Who cares now? Looking back, I probably wouldn't say it that way anymore, but that's because your style changes and the way you word things changes. So that's okay. Don't worry about, down the road. Just post. Just get yourself out there. Just start, you'll find your groove, and build relationships first. Make sure that you're always, always, always people-oriented. And then just invite like crazy, and you're really, really going to notice a big change. I know for me, You know, the months that I do insanely well are when I really take time to slow down, to speed up, focus on relationship building, and everything just seems to flow so much better. So I hope this has been helpful. Please leave a comment, question, message me, whatever you need if there's something that you are a little unclear of, or if you just want to chat further about something. But this will be posted in the team page, and the PowerPoint is available. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for hopping on, and we will see you guys next week. Bye-bye.